Hey everybody, I'm Katrin Schenk, your instructor for Physics 3301, which is our differential equations for scientists and engineers. Okay, so I wanted to give you a little heads up on how the course is going to work. What you're looking at here is the instructor view, so it's going to look a little different for you, of our Moodle page. Now, this is where all of the content, well, this is where the links to all the content will be, and a lot of the content as well. So there'll be links to the homework system, which is WebAssign, and through the lectures that will all be here on the Moodle page. So to get onto the Moodle page, you need to go to moodle.randolphcollege.edu and log in with the first part of your Randolph College email. For example, my Randolph College email is kshank@randolphcollege.edu. So I would log in with kshank and then my Randolph College email password. Okay. So hopefully you'll have an easy time getting in there. And this is what the page will look like. Like I said, a little different because I'm on the instructor page. So there'll be the syllabus. This intro video will be linked here, my office hours, and my cell phone number. And if you need help with something, you can text my cell phone number. Just don't expect me to get back to you right away if you text me late at night. But in general, texts are good. Emails are fine too. I check my email all the time. And if you wrote me a big long email, you can even text me to say that, hey, I wrote you a big long email as a heads up to me. Make sure that you say your name and what class you're in, because I teach a couple other classes as well. Okay. And here's a Zoom link for office hours, which we have here. Your book here is, you can get it through WebAssign. Okay. So some of you have probably used that site before. And so when you click on this, it's going to take you to, I'm going to go open link in a new tab, and it's going to take you to it's going to take a little bit to load, to your class. Now, I'm already signed up, obviously, for WebAssign, and right, it automatically sort of logs me in. If you click on this first time, it's going to take you to actually buy WebAssign. Okay. But what you'll see is something that looks like this. This is probably a little small in your videos. Let me see if I can make it a little bigger for you. There we go. Okay. So right here, there's no current assignments because class hasn't started yet, but if I go to future, I can see all the assignments that we have and when they are due. Okay. All right. So the first one is just getting started with WebAssign so that you can remind yourself how to do that. If you have never done it before, it'll help you as well. All right. So if we go back to our Moodle page here, there's another link here, by the way. If this link doesn't work for you, you could do it directly with this link. Anyway, there is a supplemental text that I highly recommend, and the link to it for Amazon link is there, and it's very cheap. You get a Kindle edition for like $14. Super good for practicing, because all math and physics, and I'm a physics professor as well, is about practicing. So the more problems that you have to do with solutions that you can look at, the better for you. So I highly recommend this, and I will recommend which problems or sections to look at for each of our subjects. All right, and then there's a calendar that I recommend you maybe print out. It doesn't have a lot on it, but things like the tests are here, the final exam, the homeworks that when they're due, etc. Okay, so like for instance, on day one is that getting started with WebAssign. So you got to buy WebAssign, you got to get in there and do that homework, that day one of class. Okay, well, let's take a look at what a typical week will look like. So here's week one. There's a to-do list that shows you little pieces of stuff. So for instance, do WebAssign, getting us started with WebAssign, due by that Monday, right? Okay, then I recommend that you do this. You watch a lecture, like for instance, lecture 1, which is right here, is on sections 1.1 and 1.2. And then I would go to WebAssign and do the problems that are from 1.1 and 1.2, right? It's right there in your memory, ready to go. You just watch the lecture and you can finish off those problems, and then go back and watch lecture 2 and go to WebAssign chapter 1 and do the problems for those sections. That way it's immediate for you. Okay. Now, chapter 1 homework, the whole thing, you've got to turn in by May 26th, but I recommend you doing it piecewise like this and then finishing it up. Okay. So that's what these to-do lists have. They show you which things you should do when and what's due. Okay, it's basically 2 chapters per week. It's kind of fast. Okay. And then there's link a WebAssign. I put that everywhere so that you just have a quick link to it. So you can be like, oh yeah, I got to go to my WebAssign. And here's a lecture, okay, video lecture, of course, and what the supplementary work that you could do. So chapter 1 coincides with our chapter 1, sections 1.1 and 1.2. And see, there's chapter 2, etc. So you can see these aren't mandatory. They will give you extra credit. So by the way, at the end of the course, if you have done a bunch of supplementary work, keep it in a notebook somewhere and then scan it and upload it at the end of the course. That'll give you a little extra credit. Okay. So anyway, this is how it goes: lectures, right? And homeworks, etc., etc. And then week by week. Okay, so let's scroll down to where there might be a test. That would be in week 3. So in week 3, it says, oh, there's a test. Now, the way these tests are, they are open book and open notes, but you cannot use another human or the internet, okay? Now, these are 3-hour time limit tests, the 2 tests that you have, and this final is a 4-hour time limit. Okay, so 4-hour time limit for the final, but 3 for each of the tests. Now, don't start these. If you even look at it, it's going to start, okay? So, like if you click on this, it'll say, start quiz or something, right? But if you do that and you want to look at the problems or something, it's going to start the timer and then you're going to be very sad, right? So don't click on this. So you're done and ready to take that material test. It goes for all the tests and the final. So there's test 2 on week 4. Another one here. Week 5 is kind of a shorter week. And then the final exam, which is open now, but right. But I wouldn't look at this until you have 4 hours to sit down and you know all the material for the whole class. And here's that extra credit upload area. Okay, well, I hope this is helpful. And I hope you enjoyed the class and learned a lot of differential equations. Just remember that differential equations for you scientists and engineers, it's like the language that you need to learn. Imagine if you're going to a place there where people don't speak much English. There are not that many countries there people don't speak much English anymore, but you pick a country that there's not a lot of English speakers, and you had to learn that language because let's say you were going to take a job and you had to speak that language, right? You wouldn't kind of blow that off, right? You would learn that language so that you could keep your job and that you could do a good job, or maybe you're going to school in that language, right? So think of differential equations and of course calculus, etc., as the language you need for engineering and science. Okay, you need that just like a language at your fingertips, and you're at your understanding. Okay, well, again, hope you enjoy the class. It's quick, so keep up with the work. That's my big advice. Don't let it languish. Okay, hopefully the homework deadlines will keep you all on task. Okay, well, I hope to hear how you're doing through class, and don't hesitate to get in touch with me or come to office hours. Okay, bye.